Saving for the posteriors. Once XSplit responds to my clicks. Good evening and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Dread and Circus campaign, season 4, episode 15. I'm your DM and host Marty, joined by Mark and Adam. I'm going to unmute the mics. We've got some hot-ass mics going on. How is everyone doing?
Hey, I got out of the sex dungeon by adding light.
Wait, what?
I revamped my video. Yeah, last night was pretty dark, so went and solved that problem. And had a T-bone steak. It was a pretty good day. Some steak and...
Reason why these updates seem to be very, very localized is that we played game yesterday.
Yeah, it's a very short update. Although I do see that Mark is actually rocking the full George Clooney. It's basically the same trimmer setting between...
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's the full Clooney there.
It's quarter inch. It's quarter inch.
Yeah, it looks good.
Mark, what's going on?
Not much work today, so that was fun.
So you're gonna make tired ass decisions like Ahmed last night?
Yeah.
Fuck, I do it, whatever.
I
don't care anymore. Fuck this character.
Mark, you do have to go back and watch that episode, Mark. There are some.
I will.
There are
I
some.
I have not had time to do it.
No, I get that. I'm just saying this on stream. It might be repeating myself. Yes, there are some moments in there that basically decide the futures of two characters. One, does Godiva come back when Ray's Dead is cast on her? And two, how is Phineas going to respond to the information that he got?
Do you ever really kick the habit is the question. How many Unwins does it take to kick this habit?
the unit measure of goodness and innocence is Unwin. That's funny.
What happens when a 12th level mage goes on a meth bender? Let's find out.
Phineas comes back in 3 months and has one tooth.
So do you want to recap? So we're going to switch over to what's going on in the Shadow Plane with the Doomsday, quote-unquote, Doomsday characters. Do you want to do a recap of what they did last, given that that's been a few weeks since we've zoomed in on what Renee, Zita, Zyra, Cade, Murgovane, and Widget have been up to? Okay. This
very
goes
generic monk.
No, he's got some style. Just not
today he's a very generic monk.
Okay, 409, 410, and 411 were the adventures of Zyra. Actually goes back to 408. I'm not going to read all the way back there. Zyra and her band try to escape the Imperial Hedge while shadow walking. Eventually, they make their way to the city of Tebren and learn about its inhabitants. While shadow walking near Tebren, they encounter a shadow folk and are chased by an ancient umbral dragon. Zyra and gang learn about the cult of the Reborn before heading to the subterranean city of Lyrudrada. And the picture I'm showing you here is Lyrudrada, which is a subterranean city in the Shadow Plane just south of the city of Tebren.
Right.
Zyra leads her companions to Lyrudrada, the hidden city. They travel to Zyra's manor, only to find that her followers and friends are gone. Her house is occupied by agents of the Reborn.
All right.
This is when Zyra possessed one of the leaders of this local group, a bard by the name of Calavarius, and learned a bit of information about the cult of the Reborn. Calavarius, ironically, was the last person that Zyra took into her little group of concerned Lyrudradan citizens that were concerned about the cult of the Reborn. Funny to see her now sleeping in your bed. and your house basically turned into a barracks for the shadow folk in Lyrudrada that follow the Reborn.
No good deed goes unpunished. It's kind of one of those situations.
Yes. Then we get to
We just sort of walked out of the building.
right, and then you realize that the Shadow Plane is a very dark place, and you've got some people that are limited in their sight, i.e., requiring light to see. And you had scoured the markets of Lyrudrada looking for items that could bestow upon their wearers a dark vision. And
We found a scroll.
you found a scroll, I think, that is going to be scribed. But you were on your way to speak to a pair of denizens that were around in the time of, at least one of them was around during the time of Zyra's visit and living in Lyrudrada. This thing is named, let's go to the map of Lyrudrada. City map.
Shimfarin and Vex, I believe.
Yeah. Shevamar and Vex. So you remember Shevamar. Shevamar is, and I don't remember what I told you or not, but you guys can you can give me some knowledge locals. Oh yeah, that's right. Zyra knows less about the city than the Bard does. Who's ever been here?
That's right.
It's because, and the reason why I'm going to make this okay is that your aunt would write things down from a long time ago and leave these books around your family's.
She would tell stories. I don't need to remember all the shit that happened.
But and then you would write them down, or your mother would write them down, and these were little manuals that were left around the apartments of your family in Terrazleen. So you actually like dug into some of these things, so you may know things that Zyra has forgotten. Given that she spent 10 years in 15. Okay. Shevamar is still in charge of the brokerage, so you never really trusted him too much because he dealt not only in things, he dealt in information, and he claimed in this struggle between the heretical cult of the goddess Lyr and the friends of the people, the friends of the Philomath mystics, the concerned citizens. Shevamar was neutral to the conflict between your group and the budding cult of the Reborn, which seems to have grown like a bad weed in your absence.
Yeah, no kidding.
So you were always kind of cautious when going to him, but in a pinch, he probably has information that you may want. I just don't know what that particular is. For now, all roads in acquiring permanent items that bestow dark vision seem to go to him. And people are also talking about this creature named Vex. And when you ask around a little bit at the Purple Creeper Inn, where you guys are staying, people seem to be frightened of Vex. There's something about Vex that seems to have people not want to talk about him, or say offhanded comments like glad I'm not dealing with him. You don't know who Vex is, but you know that Shevamar is something called a cloaker.
Okay. Has anyone recognized my booty? Basically, is anybody...
Calavarius?
Yeah.
Give me a sense motive.
Okay. One second. 12. Okay. 30?
Yeah. Some people have actually called you Callie. Well, Calavarius. You know.
Okay.
They recognize you, but just sort of like head nodding and that sort of thing.
She responds appropriately to these people.
Okay. Give me a bluff check.
Okay. 35.
Nice. Nobody seems to have any direct business with you, and you don't even see like weird stares. In fact, your companions are the ones that are getting the weird stares. Obviously, not from around here. They're not shadow folk. They're not other denizens of the shadow plane. They are
They have color.
they're not subterranean folk. They are exactly. They have color.
All right.
Okay,
What is that?
after
It's called
after spending a night at the Dark Reaper Inn, you know the brokerage is on the southern part of the Trader's Rift, and that would be the place where you would purchase items. People seem to be sending you to the cloaker.
So I think we're going to bind and gag my body, then repossess it.
Okay, so in the privacy of your inn room, you are going to tie up the body,
Yep.
stuff like a rag into her mouth, and then you're going to try to repossess her. Okay, so let me just have a look at her will save.
Saving throw without item.
Yep. I also in the Doomsday character area, I did write down the gear and her body. You guys have had a chance to look at her gear.
Cool.
So here are her physical stats.
I think I have them.
Yeah, but I wrote them out explicitly.
Oh, cool.
So strength 14, dex 21, con 18. She has 113 hit points. She could see in darkness. She has light blindness. You do recognize, and like Zita is got a really good spellcraft too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is
I
it?
don't think it's as good as Phineas's, but
Okay.
it's like 1920.
All right, so you give me a spellcraft check, whether or not you notice the thing that I'm highlighting right here.
It's... Is it to? It's not to identify, right?
No. Oh, yeah, it's to identify a spell, an active spell, a permanent spell.
I think it's to identify items, the Elven bonus.
All right.
40.
Yeah, she has a curse on her. Specifically, the curse is affecting her wisdom.
Oh, well, yes. Should be relatively easy to possess her again. She has a curse against her will.
Oh,
She's got some potions, some scrolls, 2 wands, a wand of freedom of movement, and wand of cure moderate wounds. Her scales of midnight. It takes widget to identify are +4 shadow slick mithril chainmail. The dark defender is a +3 spell storing defending rapier. There's no spell in it. The cloak of the hidden is a +3 cloak of resistance and a +5 competence bonus to stealth. That suspiciously came from the surface. The extend metamagic rod is a shadow item. The shadow bands of beauty is the +4 enhancement bonus to charisma head slot with a +5 competence bonus to perform dance. She's got another shadow item, which is +2 protection and a ring of featherfall, some spell components, a masterwork bone lute, and of course the key to Zyra's estate. All right, so Murgovane does the tying. I don't think she's quite capable of breaking that escape artist check. Plus, everyone's standing around and Cage just going, kind of laughing over her. So you have to like repossess your body and then prepare your spells. So there's a period of time.
No, I could cast it. Well, if I'm not gagged, then I could cast it, but I'm gonna have to depossess it. Like, I could cast it from my body or from this body, but no.
Okay. So there's a brief moment of time. I guess you could prepare your spells in her body. How long does this last?
12 hours. Hour per cast level, I think.
Oh, so if you do this,
I might have to do it in the middle of the night.
yeah,
Although I prep my spells at.
that's fine. You guys do this in the inn room. But give me a. I guess she needs to make a will save. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, I need to see how many fifths I burn.
22.
Ooh.
I don't believe that makes it. This is not a... My DCs are 18 plus spell level, so 23 is the DC on this one.
Okay, she failed by 1.
Okay.
Thanks to the
Curse?
thanks to the curse.
You... Why are you cursed?
You mean with you?
No.
Fuck you, she says.
Who did you offend?
Everyone loves me.
Not the wisest of thought.
You're always a bitch, you know that? Why are you doing this to me? You're ruining everything.
Thought you'd be grateful.
Grateful why? That you came back and you're going to take my house away from me?
The other ways would have ended with your death.
But if I die, I have been blessed by the Obershadow, and I will live on forever.
No.
You'll see. I will dance at his feet when the world is changed. When we don't have to hide in the city any longer. When we blot out the very sun.
I'm fairly certain this comes off.
Don't you fucking touch it. It's mine. It's all mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine.
Closet.
you push her back into. She's having a little fit. You put her in timeout.
Yep. All right.
The spell's not evil at all.
No, not in the least. No.
Not in the least.
Not in the least.
It's totally not a necromancy spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna go to the south side of the Grey Foam River.
Okay, you bring in everyone?
We got the scroll, right? Yesterday?
Yes. Widget is able to
Okay,
pen the scroll into the
Yeah, and
spellbook.
Widget made the check.
The
so
check?
Widget
Okay.
is going to... yeah, the last session I rolled it. Widget is going to... Yeah, I've got it written down in the book. I will re-prepare my spells to have some dark visions.
You want me to stay here to guard the body? I mean, Zyra. Like Zyra's body. I don't know how far you can wander.
Infinite, I think. The range... Okay, so... As a standard action, you freely, regardless of range, as long as it's on the same plane. So don't switch planes. Please stay on this plane.
Yeah, okay. That won't be hard.
Zita,
Tell her that. He points at Zyra's body. It looks like it's sleeping.
Do not get any funny business there, Cade.
What?
Do not... She better be intact when we come back.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch her. I'd poison her. He shows you his greasy hand. Remember?
I remember. So, you want us to be going, or you want us staying here? Zita, are you coming?
Yes, I'll come with you.
I believe Murgovane also is a low light
Yeah.
vision guy.
Yes, he is.
So, I suppose if I'm the one who's supposed to make it so you guys can see. As I convert all my battle spells into dark vision. You know, you're not supposed to let me die, right?
The low-level wizard that's along with the high-level dudes.
I'm really important. You know?
What level? Is he ninth at least?
Nope.
He's 4 levels behind. Oh god. Just curl up into a ball and make yourself small.
he's the mascot of the party.
Yep.
Is Renee going shopping, or is Renee staying behind?
Is Renee known by these people? I don't think he never came here before.
He's never come here before.
Renee will stay behind and guard Zyra's body.
Okay. All right. The four of you set out and traverse once again the Shadow Bridge, which is really unnerving because it may be quasi-real.
Don't think about it.
Just keep walking.
Just keep watching, yeah, and you can kind of see through it, and you see the rushing gray foam river kind of traveling by.
This is really nifty. You know what? This ain't too bad. You just gotta not think about it.
There are no random encounters as you guys are wandering throughout Trader's Rift. You soon find yourselves in this strange shop, and I'm going to go to something called Lyrudrada locations, because it's a location. Grab your tokens and zip you guys there. All right, standing outside a doorway, there were some graffiti that sort of indicated, Zyra, that this was the way to the brokerage. Otherwise, if you didn't spend significant time here and didn't know how to read some of the graffiti, you wouldn't have been able to find it.
It would have been, yeah.
The door is at the end of a long corridor. There is a stone door with a strange stone eye in it. The eyelid is closed, and there's a knocker on the door and no obvious door handle. Zita, you can give me a knowledge dungeoneering if you'd like.
Okay.
Just because you know shit.
Yeah. $32.
The eye is the same shape that a beholder's eye would be in. And I'm not talking about an eye stalk, I'm talking about the central eye. The one that negates magic.
Is this...
Wonder what happens with the...
Say, if they have a beholder in there, it's... Well, it won't be good, I suppose, if they want to hurt us.
Okay, there is a knocker as you are nervous by the simple door itself.
Knock
Or
on the
unnerved.
door.
Okay. Sounds hollow on the other side. Kind of echoey. There is a magical sort of like line of energy that splits the eyelid, and the eye opens. It kind of blinks a little bit. Looks at all of you. The eye is organic, like it has veins and like a weird purple colored iris, and it kind of expanded and is looking at all of you.
That's really creepy.
We're here to see Shavarma and Vex.
It blinks once, and then the eyelid closes, and the magic sort of goes away, and the door kind of cracks open, moving of its own accord, with magic, revealing a dingy room chock full of stuff. You expected something more opulent after being confronted by what could have been a beholder's severed eye placed inside a doorway. The chamber is cluttered with an eclectic array of strange metal devices, chipped sculptures, and general junk. There are some old tapestries, moth-eaten, and threadbare that are kind of separating the large room into sections. The light that you're carrying, or I guess Murgovane has, is sort of revealing a lot of dust in the room. It does not look like a well-kept area. The group of you walks in, and the stone door, a few moments after you take a step in, begins to close.
Yeah, very welcoming.
I don't like the way this looks.
The door.
Murgovane's pulled his axe out.
Yep, there's a little table.
Or not his axe, his sword, sorry.
His sword.
Come now.
There's a little table. Murgovane's got a sword out and he's looking at things. Some insects seem to be kind of scurry away. We're talking 3-inch long cockroaches kind of scurry away from your light.
Yeah.
Not just normal cockroaches, shadow cockroaches.
Shadow roach.
Benches and tables. You're like, at first you got excited by seeing all this stuff, but at a closer inspection, a lot of it's just useless junk. Like you find, hey, that looks like a pulley, but yeah, it's all broken. Hey, that's a weird contraption. No, it's just an elaborate washboard that's broken. It might be here to make it look like this place is important. Or a way to ward thieves?
This is a...
The hallway does continue to the south, Murgovane, your light trying to kind of push back the shadows, and you do see that there is a chamber that heads to the south. However, there's something flickering into view right beside Zita. It is semi-transparent. You realize that it is not an actual creature, like it's a really weak illusion. But it's quite animate, and there is this gold dappled weird creature that vaguely looks like it is made from like a bat-like skin. It's got
arms crossed there.
It's got bumps. Its arms are crossed. I am the great Shavarimar. Who might you be?
Calavarius.
Ah, Calavarius. I haven't seen you in a while.
It has been some time, hasn't it?
Give me a bluff check.
Oh, well, the information of actually I've possessed Calavarius is going to be really like a good thing to trade with later. 32.
Ooh, he can break this.
Well.
Damn.
Yes, she says.
Here's a bluff check.
Give me a sense motive.
30. I'm rolling boots. I'll roll widgets just for shits and giggles, just because it's funny.
30. He beat you by 1.
My bonuses are better than his, significantly.
You got a 35 on sense motive?
There was this slight dilation and sort of like crossing of his eyes, kind of like looking at her again. But he dismissed it. Like he didn't make.
He didn't make a thing of it.
He's not making a thing of it. And what can I do for the mighty bard? Who are your friends? They don't look like they're from around here.
Surface dwellers.
Surface dwellers? Oh no, I submit. Don't lash me in the name of your five-faced god.
So, what language are they speaking?
They're speaking, Shadow Tongue.
Widget giggles. I like this guy.
Oh, well, excuse me. Surface elf, are you? I think I know a few words in Elven.
And he actually says a few words in Sylvan instead.
Zita replies in Shadow Tongue, "It's fine. I've picked up the language."
Oh. What might this thing be? Not a troglodyte? Doesn't look like a lizard, man.
Back away from me.
It's an illusion.
He's a bit ornery, isn't he?
Always good to have muscle.
Welcome!
And his big wings come out. He doesn't really have fingers. He's got like a single spike at the end of his like cape-like hands. Although he seems to be able to manipulate
It might
things
take
with
him
it.
forever to type anything out.
His tail might be able to help though. his tail peters down into a very long spike. You can't even walk on your tail. You can't scare me.
So he's your bodyguard then. Also not from the Underdark. Also not from the Shadow Plane. Interesting. Does it have a name?
Does it?
I don't know.
That asking Murgavane if Murgavane's willing to give this thing his name.
I believe all information has value.
Oh, you've been talking to people, haven't you? Well.
Your reputation does precede you.
Of course it does. I've learned much today. So I think I'll make room in my schedule to speak to all of you. What can I do for you?
Well, the business of pleasantries.
You wish to mix business and pleasantries with the likes of me? Very brave, girl. Very brave. Then again, you are known for delving into things that one should not. Kind of
For a second there, we're just going to let Calavendria show up. Just
Okay, she's trying to scream at Shivaramar. Get me out of here! Get me out of here!
yeah, back in the closet.
I was not aware that you had surface friends, but let me think. There was oh yes, I remember now. Yes, you do have a connection to the surface, don't you? And what might these surfacers be doing down here in our fine hidden city? Did you show them how to get here?
Of course not.
Good. It appears that they're well behaved.
And he kind of glances at kind of ups and downs Murgavane again.
You realize that people like it when you mind your own business around here.
Sort of waiting to see
He's
what
particularly
Murgavane's...
good at that. I mean, that one. Unfortunately, they are ill-equipped for our needs. Do you have a line on any thing that'll help them see?
Oh, yes. It's because their eyes have not attuned themselves to the dark. They haven't bred 1,000 times yet in the lightless realm.
No, not in the lightless realm.
We just got a grin on his face.
You're having a hard time seeing.
You're obviously having a hard time seeing. He points it at Zita.
What about you, little squeak?
He kind of floats through the table like he didn't see the table, and his image kind of flickered a bunch as he wandered through it.
I have no problems seeing.
Can I?
No problems at all.
No problems at all, then. Well. What sort of thing are you looking for? A permanent upgrade to your ocular orbs?
Yes.
I'm... All right, then. Some surgery it is, then.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, don't worry. I think we have a dark elf or two that's made a donation.
We're just looking for some lenses, really.
Oh, are you sure? Lenses can be taken away from you. They can be dispelled.
Well, apparently so can people's eyes, according to you.
Yes, Vex is, amongst other things, a very great surgeon. You know, with the penchant for...
He kind of whispers at you like Vex is there.
You know, with the penchant for, eating brains.
Oh, is it an illithid? It's an illithid and a cloaker running a shop. Oh, this place is awesome.
Zita's thinking, we need to burn it. We need to burn it very soon.
Perhaps I'll let Vex speak to you. He handles all the magical concerns. These days, I tend to only do the interviews and the spreading of information.
He looks at Calvaris again.
And you've been busy as of late.
Glances at the companions.
Yes.
Noted.
So if we're on to pleasure now.
It was like he was leaving and kind of flickering out, but he did turn around. His tail flicks happily.
The spire.
Oh, what do you want to know about the spire?
He actually finds the table. He's like looking around for it and clicks his single claw down onto the table, like you're gonna have to pay.
Fairly certain information for information.
Oh, perhaps. What information would you like?
Is there a way in?
The Sadist Spires have an entrance.
Yes, without offending the shadow dragons.
For you to know that, you would need to know who is running the tower. Why do you want to know? It will help me in answering and affixing a price.
I'm fairly certain why I want to know is part of my bargaining power. One of my bits of information.
You can do better than that.
He's tapping on the table.
This is that whole when walking around like a bunch of broke motherfuckers.
You could have taken the money, like you had money with
Yep.
you, right? So, or you had money in your party, so I assume you have some of it with you.
Yeah, we didn't leave without
Yep.
any money.
Without any monies. Give me a second. We'll put. Alright. Wonder what he would find. I'm having a thought of, is there anything that he would find extraordinarily valuable compared to typical?
Zero would know.
red-headed stepchild.
Zero would know anything from the surface world would probably have more value here.
Yeah, perfect. So, give me a second. Let's just quick check to see.
We call this red.
just seeing if there's something that would be like extra effective to use in this situation. um,
It's bottled surface air. Very rare.
Very rare.
Kenny, the snake oil salesman.
This is surface dog urine. You don't have that here.
It's surface perfume. It's just fucking urine.
Does he like shiny things?
Probably. He's wearing a bunch of gold on him.
Okay, so we've got a ornate masterwork longsword with red gemstone.
Okay, so you go over to Murgovan, who's carrying a big sack of some of the treasure. You pull this out and put this down. What is it made of? Just a regular...
Ornate masterwork longsword with red gemstone.
Yes, yes. You notice that he's probably casting detect magic on it.
Oh, not very valuable.
It does come from not only the surface, but from the material. Did the Shadow Plane call it the material, or do they have a different name for it? Like, is it... Because material is very... has a connotation of being, like, the important one.
Yeah.
If you're in the Shadow, you think...
The prime material, there's probably, like, colloquialisms around how it's, like, the sun-bleached place and the sun-blasted furnace and the furnace above the beach. Yeah. So, amongst mages and learned circles, though, they would understand the planes and their proper names.
I suppose that will do. You want to know who is in the tower, do you?
Yeah.
Who runs it?
Yeah.
He eyes you again, whoever made the sense motive check. He's wondering what you're at. Because maybe Calavarius should know this information already.
A spider has been squatting there for many years. His name is Zirkian. He and several others, 2 others, have been cursed into drider form. They feed upon those eventually who they get tired of torturing. There are a couple of other denizens that have taken up time in the tower recently.
He's tapping on the table.
Okay. Taking that item off the list.
Of course, it's curious as to why you're asking about this, given that you're the one that sent a bunch of your fellows there.
We just wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
What, horse mouth?
It's a colloquialism from where we're from. From the source.
I'm not a horse.
Would I get to re-roll my sense motive?
Yeah, and he is now acting suspicious.
It appears we have a more interesting piece of information already in play.
There are other denizens there. That is, Zirkian has allowed to take up residence in the tower. They have a keen interest in prisoners and those that are doomed.
And
Would you like to
something-
know who they are?
I would also like for certain pieces of information to stay off the market for a few days.
Oh, yes, of course.
He taps the table, kind of swipes at it with his wing, kind of like,
Yep.
are you not seeing my emotion?
A +1/+1 quarterstaff.
Okay.
It would be wood, which should also be interesting to him.
Ah, surface wood.
Additionally, it is enchanted.
I see that. Yes.
There is a Dark Slayer alchemist by the name of Gallic
That lives in the tower as well. He is allowed to experiment on those. Who are kept
kidding.
inside the tower.
Dark Slayer. So 3 Driders.
The last is something that was sent by the cult of the Reborn. She is... She is of an unscrutable race.
It's not human, is it?
Oh no, she is not.
Ahmed's gotta be like having a headache right now of like, there's finally an aberration!
She is likely a spy for the Fane. I believe she was attracted there because your little cult, the one that you sold out, seemed to not like what the Reborn were doing.
And why would someone not like what the Reborn are doing?
Some say that this race was created in shadow. They pull the strings at the behest of their mistress, the matron of darkness.
Widget's now fidgeting.
They are sent by her, or something deeper and darker that dwells in the parts of the shadow plane where light never touches.
Does she hide amongst the prisoners, this spy, or is she somewhere
No.
else?
She works there alongside the Darkstalker, extracting information, playing with their toys. I hear there's only one of them left from your little cult.
Which one?
Oh. Why are you so interested, dear?
Well, obviously because I'm Zyra.
Or
As I said, certain things are supposed to be kept off the market for a day or two.
oh. The priestess of the Shadow Moon has returned.
And he does a mocking bow.
Oh, I remember the smell of you when you first walked in here. Sort of like her. Afraid.
I'm not afraid. She's afraid.
She's afraid.
Uneasy. How is it that you're draped in the flesh of Calavarius? A punishment. What a delightful punishment.
The Shadow Moon Priestess is not crossed lightly.
No. Oh, it has been some time since I've gone to the surface. What does the moon look like in the shadow plane? I wonder.
Dark and twisted.
Oh,
It has something wrong in it.
oh, yes. Yes, indeed. The little prophecies you were worried about coming true.
Is Ayana still alive?
Oh, you guessed it, Zyra. She was the strongest of your little priestesses. She's there if she's not already broken. If she's broken, you could also bring her back to us. Vex has a wonderful way of restoring minds. He's a wizard when it comes to Minecraft.
48 hours. We'll go into the nether of the Minecraft.
Yes. Over here, chances are the Reborn aren't going to be asking about you, unless you let them know that you're here.
They know. They just don't know to what extent.
Interesting.
I'm fairly certain it's spring, right? Never too late to do some cleaning.
It is autumn, actually.
Smells like spring.
No, you wanted to deal with Vex unless there are other questions you have for the great Shivarmar.
Always a pleasure, Shivarma. Always a pleasure.
Yes, it is. What's going to happen to this body when you're done?
Haven't decided yet.
If she's for sale?
We're gonna just let her out. We'll let her have a. What is she thinking about right now? How
Shivarma,
you
get
doing?
me out of here! I'll pay you! Is what she's trying to yell.
Are you for sale?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the voice in my head.
Fuck you, you bitch! Why are you?
Stick her
why
back
you...
in the closet.
Yeah.
It's where you sell her for like 3 copper. Thanks.
Oh, well then.
We will. I'll give it some thought. I haven't decided yet.
Okay, there are runes that spark up on the table, and the items that you put there disappear.
Spellcraft,
Yeah, go ahead.
because if that's a disintegrating table, it's amazing. Spellcraft. 24 from Zyra. And...
Nope.
25.
Let me see. I think both of those failed.
I can do it. I'm here for a reason. 28. This is the reason which it was brought along, is to make this check here.
The DC, it's a 7th level spell, so the DC is 29.
That's a neato trick right there.
But the table is definitely magical. Like the runes were on the table, it just got triggered somehow.
Teleport object or something shoved in it.
There's another image that is appearing. It's almost like Shivarmar is kind of like disappearing as he's moving away, and something else is appearing. This thing is in a very stiff cloak. It has octopus-like skin, kind of clammy-looking tentacles with a little beak, at the center mass of all of the tentacles. It's about 6'6" and sort of looking at all of you. It definitely is flickering slightly, like it's not there, but as it looks at all of you, there's this weird staticky kind of like sensation in your mind, Murgovane.
Knowledge
Okay.
stuff.
Knowledge dungeoneering.
Okay.
If you're asking what is this thing?
What? Adam knows what it is, but I want to know if my characters know what it is.
47.
Okay, this thing is an aberration. It is with the 12. Yeah, you know it's an aberration. 47 or 37?
37.
37, you know that this is a mind flayer, also known as illithids. They are a race of lawful evil aberrations with psionic powers. They're supposed to have had or have some sort of like planar or multi-prime empire out there. They're most feared because they tend to dine on the brains of intelligent creatures,
Oh my.
as well as have certain resistances to magic.
Magic. Yeah.
It's gonna be effectively effective against schoolgirls. I'm not sure what that means, but it's funny. Tentacles, no!
That is the place. Japan.
Okay, it sort of scans Murgovane. It stops, and you hear there's a sort of a thought that enters your mind. You realize it's not your own. 2 minds. Which is dominant. And you can actually hear in the background, I am, talk to me, Vex, talk to me. What is Zyra saying?
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
I am
Nothing
so-
to see.
Vex, how are you doing?
Thoughts.
Okay, give me an opposed charisma check. You can add 4 to yours because you are in control of the spell. Let's see which one Vex is going to listen to.
Okay.
Calavarius has a charisma of 18.
Oh God.
Oh.
There is a mind that does not belong to this body.
No, but this body belongs to me.
It finally...
I've never met Vex before.
Nope. He's new. He looks at Widget. Kind of this weird crackling as he looks at you.
I think you're creepier than the other guy. Widget, nice to meet you.
And then looks at Zita.
Okay.
One of the tentacles flicks in excitement a little bit.
Nope. Nope. Not down with that.
You want items to allow you to see.
Yes. Lenses. Do you have them?
Yes.
2 sets?
One.
I don't know if we can even afford one.
And you notice that there's this illusory... Actually, there's the real thing. It appears on the table, like the runes light up, and there's a set of funky-looking goggles.
Goggles of the night.
Yep.
Things. Cool. Are they shadowcraft or are they real?
Widget is able to ascertain that they are shadowcraft.
These things aren't going to last in the surface.
They are not Freyr's rest. They will last on the surface He corrects you.
Whatever the word is, they're not. So they're not the magic that disappears in daylight.
Nope, he corrects you. Yeah, Frere's Rest is what he called that magic. He says this is shadow magic. It's permanent. It does not matter.
I probably didn't.
In fact, it's like you're having those thoughts. You're like, oh, wait, I made a mistake. You realize the thoughts are not yours, but it's a really creepy way of communicating.
Yeah, those will get the job done.
Their price is... He pauses for a moment. 16,000. You know that he's
over
speaking
market value.
gold pieces.
That's a little bit pricey considering everybody here can't use them.
Okay, give me a knowledge arcana or a appraise check to know what the market value of these things are.
Knowledge
You can add a 4 if you have knowledge. If you have craft wondrous item. You could add 4 if also you cast the spell Dark Vision.
Mm-hmm. All right. So knowledge arcane.
33 for
Yeah, your
Zita.
market value is 12 grand.
32 for widget.
Yeah, you guys know.
Yeah,
It should
that's
be around
over
12
market. And considering this is kind of a place where you would have a hard time selling them.
Significantly over market.
Make counter offer.
10.
$15,000.
11. 11,000.
14,000.
12,000. AKA market.
13,000. All surfacers who come here want these.
I don't imagine there's actually that many of us.
There
We
are
just
2
look at it-
customers and 1 item. There is demand for our supply.
I'm assuming that's the dog wagging his tail or whatever, or scratching his ear.
Yeah.
Not Mark just masturbating furiously beneath the camera.
Yeah, please don't.
I keep a bell on it too, so I can hear it.
I don't want. I don't want.
All right. The for 13,000, I think we'll take it.
He nods.
Agreed. Zero will of course answer, even though Zero might be questionable in this guy's eyes. Okay, so taken from the wealth of the Doomloot sheet.
Okay, what form does the payment come in? Just
Gems.
curious. Gems. Okay. He glances down at the gems. He take the item.
So Sweet Cheeks, you wearing them, or is Lizard Man wearing them?
I do have alternatives. There are a perfect set of female drow eyes that I can replace your eyes with.
How much?
10,000.
How long would it take?
A day. Plus
I see.
time to recover, which can be done with magic.
What color are they?
Purple.
I'm
I
just
like
gonna-
purple.
You don't need them. I just
No.
like to Hang on, I gotta see what we got for money still.
We've got 21,000 in gemstones, it says here, and 7,000 in money. And then Widget's got 7 grand on him because Widget rolls like a baller. Well, the rest of you chodes with like 100 gold pieces each.
So 21 in gemstones?
Yeah.
Oh, where the...
Under wealth, there's.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's not struck through. Everything else is struck through. Like we sold all the
Alright.
rings and shit.
So this is not minus the 13.
The 21 is minus 13.
Oh, it is minus the 13? Alright.
Yep.
Alright then. But if anything happens, there will be consequences.
So we get to keep the originals, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
If anything bad happens, you will be refunded 9,000.
And the originals get replaced? Put back in?
Perhaps. A regenerate can be arranged for an additional cost.
Just get it done.
This
Yeah,
way.
we're gonna throw the goggles at Murgavane.
Yeah, Merkelvain's taken. He's not getting his eyes replaced. Fuck that guy.
And I get my second circle spells back!
You actually hear the echo of
Firefox, can you install the eyes in your forehead so you have 4?
you can actually hear the chuckling of Shivaramar echoing deeper within the chamber, and the Illithid sort of pointed down the chamber for you to go.
Okay.
Oh.
You're following, right?
Yeah, oh, yes.
Murgavain's like checking out the lay of the land here as he's going.
I think Calavarius, aka Zyra, is going to be attending this surgery.
Okay. Yeah. This area is also chock full of junk in alcoves. There are places where you could pull up seats and read, or maybe old workbenches where the junk was located, or where the junk is spread across. And is there anything remarkable in here aside from the Illithid and the Cloaker?
Good thing we left Kate at home. His urge to punch would just be over 9,000. I got +2 to hit!
The curtains are floor to ceiling, perhaps providing some privacy. There are shelves all over the place, piled on top of and in scrolls, books, and folios. There are crates stacked in some places, goods here and there. Some of this stuff might be more valuable than the junk that is in the entrance. Quite clearly, if bad things were to happen, they wouldn't care about some of that stuff. These things look like they're either in the middle of shipment or awaiting customers, or are important. A door off to the side does move open, and this reminds you a little bit more of a Mad Wizard's alchemy lab. There are all bottles and beakers and Bunsen burners and alembics and all sorts of weirdly shaped glass. There is what could be described as a metal chair with bindings on it, and a weird little kind of cup for your head. It looks like it can extend. It's got all sorts of levers along the sides of it, and you are seeing in the solid flesh Vex, the 6'6" mind flayer. His tentacles kind of flick excitedly when they see Zita or Zita. This static kind of passes over you, and you find the urge to climb into the chair.
Well, she's not gonna fight it. She's gonna do it anyway. So
Yeah, It wasn't like a magical suggestion. It was just you had the thought.
Does
Climb
this
in the chair.
thing have a mouth, or does it need to use?
Yeah,
the...
no, it's got a little beak. It does not seem to form words, but more so thoughts. You of two minds.
Yes.
You are conflicted. You can wait outside.
No, I will be observing.
His face suggests that he did not like that answer. If you cause problems, I will melt both of your minds. And it turns around and starts doing stuff.
Just for a second. Like, stop trying to interact with those with telepathy.
Get me out of here! Get me out! I can hear me! I can hear me! She's invading! She's from the surface! She'll kill you! She's gonna kill you!
Nope.
Eat their brains! Eat their brains!
Are you honestly asking him to eat your brain?
No, not my brains, you fucking witch!
Vex puts out this jar. It's got like liquid in it, slightly yellow, and you could see that there are two kind of floating eyeballs that are purple and weird little cords or veins coming out of the back of them. I don't think Zita's ever seen an eyeball plucked from a
Probably
head.
not. No. That's them?
Yes. These are your new eyes. They were plucked from a priestess of a fell deity.
Very well.
Lie back. Be still. Think of something calming. And it's almost like you feel this sort of rifling through, if your mind were a bunch of leaflets. What is a calming thing that Zita has done?
Brushing her brother's hair while singing a song
Okay.
in the summer, in the sun.
All right. That memory comes to mind.
Totally not creepy at all.
It takes out a syringe. And I also clicks a lever. Like one of the tentacles just went like this, and he didn't actually move to pull the lever. It's like he was able to manipulate the lever with one of his tentacles via telekinesis. The lever did slowly shut the manacles around your feet and your hands as you're lying back and remembering your remembering combing your brother's hair. There's a slight pinch in your arm as you see the syringe there, and then your eyes for the last time see. Your eyes sort of flutter into the back of your head. It is only to make her not experience pain.
Fucking kill her! Make her have all sorts of pain! I don't care! Eat her brain! Eat her brain! Eat her brain!
Quiet. We're gonna roll a heal check just to make sure we're keeping up with what's going on. 12. He's doing stuff.
Yep, he's got these weird scoops and things, and you.
So, Zyra is readying a breath of life in case something goes bad.
You do notice that he's got these little like metal tips that his tentacles go and sort of sink down into a case, and they come out with little metal tips, and the little metal tips are now pulling back the eyelids of her eye, which she's like passed out at this point in time. And then he's got this weird scoop. He picks up the scoop with all sorts of medical precision, but he picks up the scoop and then has these scissors, and the scoop goes in, and then he hits a little thing on the scoop, and it kind of goes around the eyeball, and then he pulls, and you hear this popping sound, and you can see this
My
line.
eyes hurt.
One of his other tentacles comes in and does a little clamp that kind of rests kind of on top of her head, kind of holding that little end of the string or the vein of the eye, and then there's a snip, and then that just simply comes out, and he moves and undoes the scoop into a similar jar, and Zyra's eye is in the jar. This procedure proceeds on the other eye. For a moment there, it's unnerving to see your niece basically blind with the eye sockets exposed, as she's just in her mind kind of in this dreamy state, this drug state of just brushing fields of hair. like there's just fields you're riding and like flying along fields of hair. You're basically on like you're skating on this giant comb through the hair. Pew! And there's all like unicorns and fucking fairies and stuff like that. Yeah, you're pretty high at this point in time. Vex considers something at Zita and then goes back to business, and he pulls out the other eyes. He kind of coaxes one, floats out. He grabs it with a different tool, and then seems to be applying what looks like a syringe, but it doesn't have it doesn't have like a very thin tip. It's got more of like a plunger, and he seems to be applying some sort of magical healing once he's got the two cords kind of attached.
He's soldering the new eyes in.
Yeah, he's bio-soldering the eyes in, splicing them in, if you will. He did snip the old ones a little bit, kind of to expose some of the new flesh and not the corroded stuff. And you do see that they go in. He kind of reverse pushes them back into the eye socket, which causes sort of another like popping sound, kind of boop. and then his two little tentacle things kind of just force the eyelid shut. This procedure happens again on the other set of eyes, and he goes, "Oh, damn it! I put the left one in the right one, and the right one." No, he did not do that.
Their eyes, they don't give a fuck.
No, he ends up cross-eyed.
He then takes some. He retracts all of his tentacles and his hands and anything that he was holding telekinetically, and then he begins to gauze up her entire head. He does crank something up that kind of cranks up the head and sort of exposes the head, and he just puts some gauze right around her eyes.
Would a healing spell be appropriate?
Make sure she does not receive a regenerate. Whichever one of you cares for her. This one does. If I am to listen to the other one, though, her brain is for sale?
No, it is not.
I see.
Although, this brain may potentially be for sale.
Excellent. She is a healthy specimen.
May I heal?
I will... Yes, if it is in your power.
I'm going to cast a heal spell on her.
Okay. All right, that also gets rid of the poison, I believe, or the drug that was in her body.
Whoosh!
Yep, you're awake and in the fucking chair, and there's something around your eyes. Your eyes briefly hurt for a moment, but you're constricted and you can't pull the blindfold off.
I can't see. I can't see.
You've got gauze on, do you? We'll take the gauze off.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's something different. It's a little bit painful, and oh my, the dark corners of the room are revealed to you, and everything is in sort of this red and black tinge. Violet eyes, a red and violet tinge.
Okay.
Clear vision.
I can see.
How do they feel?
So, I don't feel any pain.
Thanks to this one's heal spell.
Discomfort. It seems to have worked.
Of course,
Will she
it
have?
worked.
Will she have the sensitivity to light?
Yes.
We have spells for that, sweetie.
Yes, yes. I just get some of those tinted lenses all those humans seem to think are so fashionable.
We do have those here for sale.
It's fine. I don't need them right now.
I will include them if this one is given to me when you are done with her.
We can make that as a second arrangement at a later date.
Okay.
Neutral smootral. Right?
Zita has drow eyes, which give 120-foot dark vision and light blindness.
Yep. I will mark that down.
And you're never going to see colors quite the same with this.
Sacrifice I made for the war.
I gave up my color by having pretty eyes. There's lots of sound going on over there. Is everything all right?
Yes, she has recovered.
Perfect. Canasta, which it's
Which in Mulgrave we're playing cards. Vex just simply, you had agreed that you were going to give them back, right? He just hands, after moving the apparatus, which frees Zita from the chair, just hands you a jar with your eyes in it, bobbing around in this weird fluid.
Thank you. She's just like, I want something to cover this with. I don't want to look at my own eyes.
He does not seem to care about your squeamishness and just simply leaves and is inviting you to leave his lab.
okay. I'm just.
Okay.
I am not a cleric. I am an oracle. So gentle repose is not on my to-do list.
Yeah.
He waves his hand, the stone door closes, and then he just simply is walking towards these double doors at the end.
It is a necromancy spell. It is a wizard spell, which means that we could get
A
our
scroll or something. Yeah.
we could get a scroll of this and make Widget do it.
Vex opens the door opens and he disappears through the doors at the end of the hall. You do see Shivaramar's image reappearing at the end of the hall.
Ah, so you've got everything that you require, then.
Yes.
Believe so.
Didn't I tell you Vex was quite, well, amazing?
He's very skilled. You wouldn't happen to have a scroll of gentle repose on you?
Not on me, but it can be arranged.
Remember, 48 hours.
Yes, of course.
He smiles.
Always a pleasure.
Would you like to buy that scroll? It is shadowcast, although.
Won't be a problem.
Interesting.
It's gonna be arcane, right?
Yes.
Won't be a problem.
Okay. Yeah, you can buy a scroll at market cost with
Okay.
gentle repose.
So Widget can then gentle repose the eyeballs for you.
Thank you.
Just in case we want to.
Yes, keeping bodies fresh is important around here.
Wouldn't want anything to go to waste.
No.
He does a mocking bow to all of you as you're leaving, unless you have more commerce to do with the cloaker named Shivaramar or the illithid named Vex.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope. We're good.
here.
I look forward to seeing you again.
He's not. Look at that guy. He's a fucking king. That guy.
He watches you go. The door opens and shuts with magic, and the eye does not animate to watch you leave.
Okay. Right. Well, are we ready to start cleaning house?
Yes, yes, I am.
There are 2 points of interest. First, the spire. Second, my home. We're probably going to have issues with those dragons, but
Yes, I've no doubt we'll have issues with shadow dragons.
once Ayana is safe, we can choose to stay here or return to the material.
I hope she's a fucking broken wretch.
Do you want to come to the material with us?
No. Let me loose up there. Let me loose up there, and I'll kill them all. All of your friends and family, even the ones you met up there. That elven place filled with light. Oh, I'd have fun there. Bring me there.
You should really be trying to survive this ordeal.
Never changed. Always telling us what to do.
I've had 2 offers to sell you for scrap. On this morning alone.
Don't worry. He heard me. Sell your body for scrap. You're just lying up there, aren't you? All helpless and such. Maybe you've been sold already.
You don't understand what it is to trust someone.
You don't understand faith. I heard what he called you. Heretic. Does that mean that you're against what you're supposed to believe? You came down here and lied to all of us.
No, it
You're a
means
liar.
that I see things differently.
I have faith. I have faith in the Obershadow. I have faith in her. The dragon and elf shadow will rule everything. And we will be her favored subjects. We will be her favored. We will rule in her name. What is your silly little moon goddess going to do?
Stop you.
Good job you did protecting your followers. They're all eaten by the spider, I hear.
I've cautioned others against revenge in the past. I don't know if that was folly.
They'll come looking for me. I'm special.
You are, aren't you?
Yes. And when I deliver them, you...
You do know you are cursed, right? They've cursed your soul. They have twisted your judgment.
You twisted my judgment.
No, you legitimately have a curse upon your soul, which reduces your ability to judge.
Lies.
Did the Obershadow do this to you?
Full of lies.
as much as the -3 on will saves is useful for me, the having her, the only chance of her seeing reason, and me not having to do one of the 3 horrible things on the list. I guess like the least horrible thing would be ride her body until I die in battle, and then pop up like it's a save point from my own.
Respawn.
Like, right. So, give me a second. I think break enchantment can remove curses.
It can.
Mm-hmm. I got bestow curse, so I could curse her again. If we need to. I'm gonna remove her curse. And I'm a shadow caster. I'm assuming it's a shadow curse.
Mm-hmm.
Is it something I can do from within her, or do I have to leave her to do this?
Give me a second. No, I think you can cast it on yourself.
Okay.
Freeze victims of enchantments, transmutations, and curses. And possession is a necromancy spell. That is not in that list. So you're not gonna...
Yeah, I don't push myself out of her.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. All right. Yeah, you need me to make a caster level check against the curse.
Okay, I will also get Zyra or Zita in there just in case her eyes are cursed, because we did not actually check them.
Okay. The DC of 11 plus caster level of the effect. So this is DC 23.
Okay.
Nope.
First cast, don't do it. I'll try one more time. Nope. Alright.
What are you doing? Always mumbling and being useless.
Trying to remove your curse.
I'm not cursed. You're cursed. Cursed with you.
Fox, I'm rolling a d8. I won't expend any more power on this, just in case. Like, if we go do fight today, I probably shouldn't blow all my 5th circles before showing up to fight.
No, because that's where your breath of life sits there.
Yes.
I'm sure.
All right, you make it back to the Purple Creeper Inn and up to your room. What is the argument between Cade and Renee at this point? 2 low charismas left behind in a confined space.
What's grosser, Cade's hygiene or Renee's eating habits?
Does Cade know that Renee is a ghoul?
I don't know if Cade knows. I very rarely fight like a ghoul. I generally hide my eating. It's Cade yelling at Renee that he doesn't eat enough.
Yep.
You should be eating more.
What do you mean I ruined it? It's still red.
I think they call it blue. Like he put all the meat that came up onto the room onto the fire.
It needs to be raw.
You can't eat it raw. You'll get sick.
I have a very strong constitution.
You look all pasty. You gotta cook your meat, you dumbass.
Eat your fill. I do not need to have any of these.
Just eat it. Eat it. Eat it.
He's got this little steak that he's waving in Renee's face.
Come on, just put it in your mouth.
Like he's actually like...
I'll paralyze you.
So Renee's trying to be calm as you wander in to find this this scene. Of course, Zyra is just lying in bed and not moving.
Come on, he's not gonna eat it. Just eat it. I know you like meat.
Shouldn't you be looking after my aunt?
Yeah, she's just over there. She hasn't moved an inch.
Renee's going to take this opportunity to reposition himself in the room somewhere else.
You can't just... Yeah, you can...
Zita, your eyes are a different color.
I've had them replaced.
They look like the eyes of a predator.
They're the eyes of a drow.
Same thing.
Yes, I suppose you're right. But they allow me to see in the dark. For the war that's to come, they'll suit me fine.
Zyra's going to actually cast a gentle repose on the eyeballs now, because she's got a staff that does that.
Nice. You touch the staff to the jar and repose the eyes. I'll just allow the whatever's in the jar for one spell. It's fine.
We could do two for the two pieces if we'll tie them together.
Nice little bow tie.
Turn them into those clacker balls.
Oh, we're gonna use them as truck nuts.
Fucking earring. Do I look good? Oh my god. That's so what. What's his name? Fucking Nutso, who is going nuts, not playing by Civilization.
Oh,
was,
goddamn,
the crossbowman.
Roger.
Roger's wearing eyeball earrings right now.
Well, that are testicles.
Right.
Sorry. Whose voice? Sam showed up. Do we know what where we're going? You did not have light on you coming back, so you solved that problem.
Yeah, Burger Vane's got these weird goggles on. The goggles, I think, give 60 foot.
60
foot, yeah.
All right. We have two problems to solve, and it would be best if we solve them in quick succession.
Alright, are we doing more talking, or are we finally gonna fight something? Renee can't fight, actually. He's on an empty stomach.
Perhaps
I fight better on an empty stomach. I move lighter and don't smell like a dwarf.
Perhaps you should be more concerned with how hard you hit.
I hit just fine. You saw me fight. Just wait. I can do
You
better.
are difficult to strike, but you hit like little girl.
Well, when everyone's down on the ground, it kind of leaves you to come in there and chop off all their heads with your sword or whatever.
Yes, it's the sword. It's not a whatever.
So, good to see everybody getting along. I prepared a bunch of dark vision spells today, so if we're going out, I'm going to be even less useful than normal.
Don't worry, you just stand behind me. You can stand in the back, or get in the bag.
It would be best to decide.
Huh.
Or just spin that thing around. It's kind of cute.
Which of our potential targets?
Which thing? What do we...
The whirligig. He's pointing at you.
You spin it around. It's kind of cute.
Says Cade.
It's a
Six
Very-
charisma? Six?
precise... It is a 6 charisma.
Says Cade.
He tests the patience of a ghoul.
Sorry, just playing that up a little bit.
I'm breaking my vow right now.
You can't eat me, I'm poisoned. Don't care. Do not care. All right.
He's gotta get like walk into like a cloud or something that just saps charisma to kill him. That's the only way.
We've got psionics around. He gets killed by one ego whip.
Yeah.
We are in the Underdark, in the Shadow Plane.
Can't
Punch
pop
you in
that.
Punch you in your brain score.
I'll just wait until he's a few more levels higher so that the enemies get more XP.
No, well, I would insist upon Ahmed being at the table when you do that. like vehemently.
Why?
Uh,
Godiva was dead. I wasn't there. I'm wiping away tears. You can't see them because the camera's not good, but I'm wiping them away.
Oh, poor Godiva.
she had a very touching moment with Arlen at the end. Very touching.
Did Arlen profess his love for her in her dying moments? No.
Effectively. Close enough. They were both lying on the floor in pain.
Oh, fuck.
It was a good game for both of your characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, a lot of character development, although one of them was like the end of the character development.
And your arc is complete. There we go.
All right. I feel more comfortable.
You do get to roll up a 9th, 10th, or 11th level character. We'll roll a die, and we should do that before we leave tonight.
All right. Well, yeah, because I can do it tomorrow. I have the day off tomorrow. So.
Widget's 8th. I want to be salty if he comes in.
Oh, Widget has enough XP to get 9th at this point.
Does the timeline kosher with that? Because that hasn't happened yet.
No. He's got the XP. The second you do downtime, he can train
cool.
for the level. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So going to so I get right. The top priority will be saving Ayana. Then we're going to clear out the cult from my abode.
All right. Who's that? And where's that? And how many people do I have to kill? Yeah, I mean, how many people do Murgravane and I need to kill?
Ayana is at the Spire.
Renee gonna stay here and look after the body. He can't come out until he eats proper.
I'm fairly certain that you can stay here and watch the body.
No, I'm gonna go fight whatever is in this tower thing.
Then just fine.
You're not leaving me out of the fighting, are you? Why'd you bring me?
Are we really having an issue with? Why don't we just?
Half Pint can stay here and watch the body. He said it himself, he's gonna be useless. He memorized the wrong spells or something.
Fucking kicks at you.
Turn invisible.
See?
It's technically a body, so I pick up the body and we both are invisible. Like it's not. Is it alive?
Who?
It says lifeless.
Well, I think they just mean there's no signs of sentience.
Yeah. It is not an
Okay.
object. You're still alive. Your heart's still moving and pumping blood.
But would he be entitled to like a will save if someone tried to teleport away with it?
No.
No.
Wow.
Because unconscious people don't get to.
No. Okay.
Yeah, we are playing with that rule where unconscious people don't get saves. Aside from
I like
force.
that. No, I like that rule.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm on with that
Well,
rule.
it stops the telegank or the telekidnapping where you murder someone, steal their body, and then raise dead and go, "Do you want your character back?" Well, this is where he's going. Which I have done before. No, I was pissed.
Alright, so Widget stays here and then we go. Or we just stick her in a bag.
We're not sticking her in a bag. I'm not going in a bag, and nobody's going in a bag. No bags.
All right. Well, who's the leader of this thing?
I am.
All right. Well,
You're
look-
coming. Widget
Alright.
will protect my body,
Yep.
and we're going to free Ayana.
All right. What you said.
Assuming that goes well, we will then cleanse my home.
That's what I'm talking about. He's got cracking his knuckles.
What does this Ayana look like?
What the shadow?
She is a Caligny. She sort of looks like Calavarius. I can give you a better
She's a
description.
Caligny. Looks similar to me. Looks similar to this body.
Assuming she looks the same from when you left her, she looks sort of like yeah.
Okay.
Striking and slightly anime.
Calmly lass. She's probably a bard, cleric of Lyr, heretic.
Yeah.
Trained her yourself.
Zyra's going to grab a couple of extra items off of her body.
Okay.
Hey, wait.
Resistance items?
Are you supposed to be doing that?
What do you mean?
We're not supposed to touch her.
I am her.
All right.
At least he is doing his job.
Eat your meat.
So it's a +3 resistance item versus a +4 resistance item, but it's really obvious that they're different. And Renee is cutting the meat into smaller pieces, like he's mangling the meat on the plate and then just leaving it there.
Got it. Yeah, Widget notices this, that Renee is not eating. It's starting to become apparent that there's something wrong with Renee.
You know what?
You ready for this?
Yes.
I was born ready.
This is Cade.
Okay. Zyra will grab her bow.
Does it hurt?
Basically, yeah, Murgovane.
Hmm?
Yes, Murgovane, does it hurt?
Does what hurt?
Your fucking hand. What else do you think I'm talking about?
Oh, let me see. And he punches Cade in the shoulder. Hard.
He liked the joke.
Yeah. Good. Thought you were spacing out there for a second. I bet you I kill more of them than you do.
I highly doubt that.
All right, you're on. How much you want to bet?
500 gold pieces.
Done. I'd shake your hand, but I didn't want to poison you. That wouldn't be fair.
He looks at his hand. I don't know if you could.
Okay. Zyra's just gonna grab her bow. That's the bow and a quiver.
Okay.
So she got the bow, the quiver, and her amulet are the 3 items that she has that aren't normal that aren't normal on Callistria. Now, and her scrolls, which is important.
Scrolls are not unusual on
So
the bard, though.
Zyra's scroll tube is also there. The wand of fireball is going to be given to Widget. It's just straight up Widget. Defend my body. Because if Illithid sends somebody to do something, it would be bad. All right. Okay. So we're going to ask Zita about the about riders, and just so that we know what they do.
That's dungeoneering.
Yep.
38.
Well, they typically keep the skills that they had in their regular life. They are corrupted versions of drow elves. They do have a number of spell-like abilities. 38. Wow. They keep their elven resistance to sleep. They've got spell resistance. They've got poison that affects strength. They're able to wield weapons as they did in life, as their bodies, their upper torsos are effectively drow elves, and their lower bodies are massive spiders. If they were casters in life, they are casters in their new form. If they were warriors, they're warriors.
Okay. Knowledge local 22. These two drow.
He said there was 3. There was one that was named, and
3.
he said a couple of others. Yep.
Are they warriors or casters?
Who is doing this check?
This is Zita. Taking 10 and getting 22.
Zero will help. Zero will aid. I would roll +7. Aid for one. Aid for the second one. Aid for the third one.
How do you know?
Because music gets them barred.
Because music.
Well, if they're not a CR high enough to be name level, then this may be incredibly difficult.
Then it's solved by going, I don't know.
If they're not a CR high enough to be name level, then it's solved by, oh, we kill them.
What's name level again?
Okay,
ninth.
You should not be here.
As a Curian, you know, with a, what was the total? 25 with the aid, or
26 with the aids. Oh no, sorry, 24 with the aids. Sorry.
okay, you know that as a Curian is a arcane caster of some kind.
Okay.
The others you just don't know.
All right. One is a rogue. I know it. It's gonna creep down from the fucking ceiling and just fucking stab you with poison.
Let me just change his class to rogue.
I'm gonna type like a cloaker.
Marty's got a tail. Weird.
We'll just leave that there.
Okay. You do know where the Sadist Spires are.
Okay.
They're in Ragtown.
Sadist Spires are in Ragtown.
You guys currently are at the Purple Creeper Inn.
Yeah.
It means you need to probably get a boat to go across, unless you're going to fly.
Or the dimensional travel.
Mm-hmm.
Because without Widget, you might be able to just pop over.
All right, Widget and Zyra's body, and you're taking Maffei with you.
Yep.
Okay, which leaves 5 people.
Maffei's inside the locket.
Mm-hmm.
So caster +4, I think. Zita can teleport.
Zita can do it. Yeah.
Okay, you're just teleporting to the other bank.
Yep.
What's the
Well, I guess if I can see, I guess, because looks more like more than 120 feet.
There was some light sources down
Yeah,
there.
there are some light sources. You can actually see there are some bluish lights
Right.
near the docks, and you basically teleport to the end of the dock,
Yeah,
no problem.
And that is what it's up.
Your new eyes helped, though. Just kind of pierced through the shadows a little bit. Let me just have a quick gander at Ragtown.
So I think we're gonna put a delay poison on Murgovane. Is Murgovane susceptible to poison?
Yes, he is.
Okay, we're going to cast a delay poison on Zita, Murgovane, and on Calavarius.
Because that's important.
Well, in the Underdark, we might just want to do this all the time.
Because every other thing poisons you.
Wake up, pee, poo, shower, shave, delay poison. I'm just putting this note here.
This is going to be under Lyrudrada locations. Is that where we're...
Yep.
Alright.
Ragtown is a massive district. It's a massive district that extends from the hovels and caves next to Shadowheart all the way to the farthest abodes where the Grey Foam exits the city. More than 4,000 dark creepers cram into this filthy maze of shanties, though many work as fishermen and laborers throughout the rest of the city. A myriad of factions hold sway over Ragtown. Small outbreaks of violence are common as rival groups visitors visitors are largely left alone, except when hordes of pickpockets think you have money. This is what you remember from Ragtown, anyways. You begin to pick your way through the dirty streets. There are no encounters on your way to the Sadist Spires, although there are many dark creepers eyeing you from the shadows as you guys find yourself looking up at these horrible towers. I'm going to move your tokens to a new map called the Sadist Spires. Now, the Sadist Spires are a twin set of towers in the upper right-hand corner from where you appeared, and to kind of give you a look at what they look like. So the towers are joined by a bridge on one of the upper levels, and you guys are appearing, I believe, at the one called E1 through 3. Yeah. There is a doorway in at one.
Okay.
That leads onto the street level. But there is a separate tower that does not have an immediate looking like an obvious door. The towers are windowless largely. There might be obviously doors between the two towers where the bridge is. You can see that there are two things kind of camped out along the bridge. I'm just going to expose them a little bit in the map. They are massive looking bat-like creatures that are kind of wandering around along the bridge.
Something? Arcane?
Yeah.
Dungeoneering? Planes?
Religion.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
20.
They are undead giant bats. With a 20, you know that they are ghoul bats.
Ooh.
That's fun.
They're kind of snapping at each other. They're angry, cantankerous creatures. You know that ghoul bats have a stunning screech. Like they're particular. Like you can even hear it from here as they're just garbling at each other. They have like a high pitch, like really mean sounding screech. It is probably, I don't know, 25, 30 feet off the ground where that bridge is.
Okay.
Well, let's start casting fly spells, because we're going to need those to fight these fights.
Oh, and, well, the doorway leads in.
Perhaps we should get a audience with the jailer.
Yeah, just get him to come out here and we'll kick his ass.
There are knockers on the door. Like you
Okay,
you could summon.
Calavarius is going to go and knock on the door.
Okay. Shall I go in and look? You hear
Yes.
Maffei. Can you give me a stealth for Maffei?
Maffei is stealth. I wish I could roll more than a d4. So 24.